Ask them when they're going to run out. Listen, you guys know what you're missing out on? Let's suppose for the moment that you got one customer a week on these products. Now, if you're using the products, wearing a button, and talking to people, it's pretty difficult to not get one customer a week, isn't it? I got to tell you something. With as much product as I consume, I got to carry it around with me. Let me tell you something. If you're using the products the way that I use them and having to carry your herbal aloe around with you everywhere, it's pretty difficult to not go into any airport or on any airplane or wherever you're going to go and carry around this jug and go out here and suck on it and wear the button and not have somebody ask you what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, would it be reasonable to assume that you could get one customer a week? Would it? Or would it be ridiculous? It'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Probably reasonably ridiculous is probably what it really would be, right? Let's say you got one customer a week. One customer a week. And let's say you did that for 50 weeks. And I'm going to do this little example for this reason. A lot of you have a hard time understanding how some of the people can come up here on this stage and they're making $7,000. They're making $10,000. They're making $20,000. And a lot of you don't think that you can make that kind of money. I'm going to show you how you can do it through the simple basics of this business. One customer a week times 50 weeks. We even let you off for 2 weeks at the end of the deal. And you got 50 customers now. How much would you say the average customer buys in retail dollars? $100. $100? $150? Do we hear 200 in the back? Okay? Now, let's cut it down from what you're saying. Let's say it's only $40 that the average customer buys. That's $2,000 worth of business. That's $1,000 worth of income. That means you're earning $1,000 times 12, that's $12,000 a year that you make by just doing that one simple thing. Do you think that there's any distributor, by doing the basics, that would leave you making an extra $1,000 a month? No. See, you guys are getting sidetracked. You're thinking of what the important thing is these big, huge volumes that all these people are doing. And I'm telling you, people will stay around the business making 500, making 400. They're not going to leave if they got sales and they got what? Repeat sales. They're not going to leave. Now, let's suppose you went out and got one distributor a week. And those same distributors did 2,000. And this took a whole nother year to develop, let's suppose. And now you got 50 distributors doing $2,000 worth of business times 50 people, that's $100,000 worth of business. At your lowest percentage, at 5%, you would be making $5,000. Plus you're selling $2,000 at retail, that's $1,000, you're making $6,000 a month. Now that's 2 years it took you to do that. I bet you there's probably at least 15 or 20 of you in here that would stay in the business for 2 years to make $6,000 a month. At least 15 or 20 of you. And see, you get sidetracked by all this big money. And I've given you a very simple plan that does what? Sticks to the basics every single day. And by the way, what I showed you here is very unrealistic. Because if you had 50 people doing 2,000, this does not count second line supervisors. It doesn't count third line supervisors and the amount of people that they get. So this $6,000 is totally unrealistic. But if this was realistic, if you wanted to make it more, get 2 customers. That's $12,000 a month. You want to make it $24,000 a month? Get 3 customers. But see, what you're not doing is the extra business in Herbalife. You're not going out here and saying, hey, when are you going to run out of shampoo and rinse? Do you understand that if that's all you did with these same 50 customers, the shampoo and rinse, you got 50 customers. How much is the shampoo and rinse? $10, not $4.95. $10. Now, $10. Jeez, get your mind straight here. $10. $10 times 50 customers, that's another $500 worth of business. That's $250 more per month you're making. That's $3,600 more per year you're making. But now if you take the extra 50 distributors that you had, and they do $500 worth of business, that'd be a bunch, is what that'd be. What would that be? That'd 25,000 is what that'd be. 25,000 at 5%, that's an extra $1,250 per year or per month, plus an extra $250 yourself. That's an extra $1,500. That's an extra $18,000 a year. Do you understand? $18,000 a year for opening up your mouth and saying when you're going to get rid, or when are you going to run out of shampoo and rinse? When are you going to get rid of your hair, right? Well, at least you'd be saying something. You guys got to start opening up your mouths and get out here. I mean, if you got to get into a good gust of wind and lips, get out here and talk. Get going. Listen, what about the other part? What happened to the soups? Where's the soups? Listen, how much is a can of soup? $11.95. That's an extra $18,000 for asking them, how's your chicken doing? Don't you guys understand? You guys are losing so much money. How's your stew doing? You see, you're listen, isn't it absolutely amazing that every single person that you get onto the products has got skin? Listen, if you just got them on the skin care, that'd be an extra $40,000 per year. Do you understand what you guys are doing? You're not opening up your mouths. Isn't it amazing that every single person that you talk to has a heart? Jeez, I can't understand. What's the deal here? Open up your mouths. You guys are sales people. Get out here and get on the move and get selling. You guys have got to get on the move. You guys are losing money as a result of not asking people what the deal is. Get out here and sell. Jeez. Good talk to you about selling the products, and a lot of you have heard some of these things here before. But I'm telling you, you're doing some things different today than you were 3 months ago. And you're going to understand selling the products here today a lot different than you have in the past. And so you need to pay very close attention here over the next half an hour, because you're going to learn some different things about selling these products. Because I will guarantee you this. A lot of you are putting some stuff in here that's just totally different than what you should be doing. We all know one thing. We know that to sell the products, you got to use the products, wear the button, and you got to talk to people. We know that. But here's the thing. If somebody, the biggest reason, first of all, let me cover this here real quickly first. The biggest reason why we've covered all the products and stuff with you in depth here today is for this reason right here. And that is for follow-up. Selling the products is one thing, but you got to follow up. And the only reason why we've covered a lot of things with the products with you today and giving you a tremendous amount of information is for the follow-up. Remember we talked about what got your personal wave going? What was it? Using the products, retailing the products, repeat selling the products. And that's where your follow-up comes in. So one thing you want to do is you want to call the customer on the very first day. Get the customer on the product today, call them tomorrow. Now why would you want to do that? For this simple reason. Some fat people will buy your product just to satisfy their own guilt problem that they're fat in the first place. And they'll let this sit in the cupboard with the last 15 things that they bought, and they think they're doing something about it because it's sitting in the household with them. So see, you got to call them up just to see if they're on it. So here's what you say. You ring them up on the phone, and here's what you say. There's going to be two things. Number one, tell me how the product tastes. Tell me how the product tastes. See, that's extremely important, because after you get the customer on the product, or after you sell the product, you're going to go through and make the markings on the can. And even after you go through that, some people will not do it. You've seen people not do it, right? I never forget, Rob Wareham sold the entire product line to this lady one time. And he called her back up, and he says, "How you doing?" And she said, "This is the most disgusting, nauseating, revolting product I've ever tasted in my life." And Rob said, "Well, tell me how you used it and stuff. Did you use the 2 tablespoons? Oh, yeah. Did you put it in the orange juice? Oh, yeah. Did you shake up the can? Oh, yes. I did all those things and stuff like that." And Rob says, "I've never seen anybody use it as perfect as you and have it taste so bad." And she says, "Rob, I just don't think French onion soup tastes good in orange juice." You see, sometimes your customer's got some terminal brain damage. You see what I'm saying? So you got to follow up. All right? Now, so tell me how the product tastes. Now, here's the next one. Tell me how you use the product. Tell me how you use the product. This is very important, because if you just lead them along, you can say, "Did you put this third of the can into this other little container?" What will they say? "Yes, I certainly did that." "Did you use 2 tablespoons today?" What will they say? "Yes, I did that." "Did you put it into the non-fat milk today?" "Yes." "Did you shake up your can each time?" "Yes." Even though they're lying to you. So this way you say, "Tell me how you use the product." This way they can insert their own foot into mouth. Okay? Now, call them on the 3rd day. The 3rd day, if they're having any little minor problems and stuff like this is when you can speak up and say, "Did you used to use milk?" They say no. "Have you started adding milk into the diet now?" "Yes." "Well, maybe this isn't the time for you to add in milk." He covered the things about milk a little earlier. You can start talking to them about what they've cut out. Did they cut out coffee? Did they cut out less alcohol? Did they do all these different things with their diet and so on? Start talking to them about those things right off the bat. Call them on the 5th day. The 7th day. Call them on the 7th day. By then, they've lost 3, 4, 5 pounds. They're getting excited about the product. Then is the next time to ask them for some more what? Referrals. Keep getting the referrals going. You guys aren't selling. Listen, let me tell you something. I would venture to say, if we were to take all the retail receipts in this room and to dump them on the front of this room right up here, that 2 spaces would not be filled out on that retail receipt. Guess where? Doesn't say referrals. What does it say? Free demonstration. Read that retail receipt. Geez, you didn't even know what it said. Listen, you guys, get on with it. Listen, do you think we put that on there for fun? Listen, fill it out. Get on with it here. Geez. Call on the 15th day. By then, they've lost 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds. They're getting more excited. By then, they're more interested in becoming what? A distributor. Now, the reason why we've covered the products the way that we have, take a customer that wants to lose 30 pounds. When they've lost 20 pounds, get down this concept on paper. "Mary, have you noticed that you're feeling better? Have you noticed that you're feeling better?" What will they say? Yes. I always like asking questions that are going to be yes questions, yes answers. "Have you noticed that you're feeling better?" By then, they've lost 20 pounds. "God, I feel great. I'm fitting into dresses I haven't been able to fit into for a long time. It's just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me." And this is an extremely sensible time to ask that question. Now, all of us sell the product and we say you're going to feel better than you ever have in your entire life, right? How many heard that you were going to feel better than you ever have in your entire life when you got the product? Now, put your hands down. How many of you really believed that you were going to feel better? Just a few of you. You see? Because how do you know you're going to feel better than you do right now unless you feel better than you do right now? You see, it's very difficult. So the good place to explain why they're feeling better is that they've what? Emotionally metabolized what's happened to them. So you say, have you noticed that you're feeling better? Say, yeah, I'm feeling great. And then you explain to them, Mary, that's because our product's not just a weight loss product, it's a health product. Get this down. It's not just a weight loss product, it's a health product. And now you start telling them how to stay on the program. And the reason why you're feeling better, and just explain it to them simply. That's because your system has gotten cleansed from the herbs that are in our product, and you're getting good, sound, basic nutrition for the first time in your life. Very simple. The herbs have cleansed the system, and your body's getting the essential nutrients that it needs for the first time in its life. If you want to get into a little bit more detail, you always could. You could say the herbs have cleansed the system, you're getting your proper amount of proteins, carbohydrates, whatever. But just explain to them quickly. And then just say, you do want to continue to feel good, don't you? You do want to continue to feel good, don't you? What are they going to say? Yes. Then just put in your notes, explain to them what to do next.